It's been almost 2 months since the first heatwave alert was issued in the country, but the ongoing and record-breaking scorching conditions don't seem to be easing anytime soon.
This summer was really hot, wasn't it? Hi, my name's Kieran, and I'll be your host for this edition of Click Korea. This year, summer was blazing hot in Korea, too. Today, shall we take a look at the climate of Korea? These days, weather is changing rapidly and unpredictably all over the planet. Such climate change is also affecting Korea. Average temperatures are increasing overall, just as in other parts of the world. However, to be more precise, temperatures are not necessarily increasing in all parts of the world. In fact, it is mainly in the northern hemisphere where climate change is most severe, and even then the effects vary from place to place. The pink line at the top of this graph indicates climate change in the Arctic. Which line might represent the Antarctic? That would be the light blue line near the bottom. As we can see, climate change is also taking place in Antarctica, but not to the same degree as in the Arctic. The gray line in the middle of the graph represents the global average. As we can see, lines representing regions located in the northern hemisphere are generally above the gray line, while lines representing regions in the southern hemisphere are generally below it. The red line represents Asia, which is being affected by the changes occurring in the Arctic. Why might climate change be so severe in the Arctic? As parts of the world become warmer, excess heat moves toward the poles, where it is stored. Incidentally, the northern hemisphere is home to most of the world's population and the site of extensive consumption of fossil fuels, which produces a lot of heat. This is why Arctic warming is more severe. Normally, a cold jet stream forms a barrier separating the atmospheres of the two poles and regions located at lower latitudes. But if too much heat moves toward the poles, this barrier will collapse, and cold air that was trapped at the poles will flow down to lower latitudes. For the many people living in mid and low latitude regions, this might not necessarily sound so bad, right? After all, cool winds blowing in from the Arctic would provide relief from heat intensifying due to the burning of fossil fuels. Nature's air conditioning to the rescue, right? But these cool winds will also make winter colder. And as they encounter warm winds over the oceans in the summer, weather will become more and more congested, leading to buildups of energy causing heat waves. In other words, winter will get colder and summer will get hotter. As we can see in this graph, it looks as if this phenomenon will peak around 2030 and then begin to subside. I guess we have about 10 years left. Heat waves can make life difficult, but winds blowing in from the north will also have a number of positive effects. Besides generally lowering temperatures at mid and low latitudes, they'll also blow in crisp, clear, unpolluted air from the poles. As we can see, Korea is located in the eastern part of the Asian continent. This means that dust arrives along with westerly winds. For Korea then, cool winds blowing in from the north mean clear air and relief from dust. Situated along the path of the southerly Arctic jet stream, Korea can expect to undergo rather pronounced climate change. So, now that we've managed to grasp the overall pattern of Korean weather, what will you need to prepare for a trip to Korea? Well, of course the weather varies by season, but whatever you are packing, it will be safer to add a couple of warm layers. Sporadic, cold wind from the north throughout the year can suddenly drop the temperature. Spring and fall have become shorter, and especially in the spring, the weather can vary day to day, with alternating hot and cool days. In 2018, the average temperature in April was 15 degrees Celsius, or 59 degrees Fahrenheit. The average temperature in May was 17 degrees Celsius, or 63 degrees Fahrenheit. This means temperatures slightly warmer than New York or London. Finally, in July, the average temperature was above 30 degrees Celsius. Well, I hope you've enjoyed learning with us about Korean climate. I'm Kieran for Click Korea. See you next time.